Sunday NFL action. We've got the Atlanta Falcons travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals in the Jungle VR. I got to tell you, here you got two teams. Week 2, you're going to hear a lot of stuff about teams that are 0-1. And people will be talking about, we'll hear that it's so hard to make the playoffs if you're 0-2, so we'll hear all those stats. But in this case, we got two teams that are 1-0.
And beat divisional opponents at that.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a key part in this game. Atlanta, I know both you, well, you're always high on the Saints. I'm with you this year on the Saints. I'm very high on them. Atlanta erased the bad taste out of their mouth from last season, a horrible season for the Falcons. Thrilling game, goes to overtime.
Saints handed them that game.
They get the win. Cincinnati goes to Baltimore, absolutely dominates the Ravens in the first half, but had to settle for 5 field goals, kept the Ravens in it. And we're going to hear people every year, they just bash the Cincinnati team because they're not sexy. Everybody doesn't like Andy Dalton.
Yeah, and I think this is the year where you want to back them because everyone's not on them. They always come into the season overvalued the last couple years, and you couldn't make money betting them. I think this is the year you want to back them now that they got that sexy pick, moniker off their back. You look at Atlanta, sure, they beat the Saints. Huge win for them. Guess what? They got Tampa Bay on deck next. Another big divisional game. Not that they're going to look past Cincinnati, but still, the divisional games are key. So call it a sandwich game, if you will. More importantly, if you look at Atlanta, this is a team that came into the season with some problems on the offensive line. Now, what happened is, after already missing Sam Baker, the right tackle, now Jake Matthews, the left tackle, he's hurt. And he got switched from right tackle to left tackle. So you have an offensive line in disarray going against one of the best pressure defenses in all of football. Them getting the Flacco last week is why Cincinnati held on and won that game, even though they couldn't score in the red zone. But they're not going up against one of the best red zone defenses in Atlanta. Rest assured, when they get inside the 20, they're not going to settle for 3. They're going to score the touchdown. That's why I love the favorite in this game, and I like the game over as well. I know this is your pick, but this is what we're here for, to give winners.
Yeah, thanks for helping me out
God,
there.
I'll set the stage.
Everything you said is right there. And about the divisional thing, make a note for our viewers. One of you look at the season, the most important games for any team is their home games first, then home divisional games. You got to take care of business of those games. Then the next most important game is road division games.
Is it cold in Cincinnati yet?
Not yet.
Do you know?
Not
okay.
yet. Not yet. We're
you
not
would
there
know.
yet.
Okay.
Not yet. We're still in September. But you've got a situation. This is a road non-conference game, the least important on a team's schedule.
If you're ever going to take off.
And after beating the Saints, and that's their arch rival, to do that and do it in the fashion of up and down the field, the way both teams went, the public is going to want this dog. And the other factor is, look at last week. All of the dogs covered the games last week. So we're going to get value with some favorites this week because Vegas is going to overreact because the public saw what happened last week. They're going to be jumping on the dogs. This is a spot where I love the Cincinnati Bengals. I rode them last year on great spots. I found the spots to hit them. I was on Cincy last week. I'm on them again this week. Take Cincinnati. I look for them to blow out Atlanta.
I like it.
This will be a double-digit win for the Bengals. Take Cincinnati. He's Vegas runner. From the PhillyGodfather.com, I'm Marco D'Angelo, WagerTalk.com. We'll be back with more NFL action